Oh god. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do sneeze really loud into the camera. I'm going to do a partial face cast. So I'm not going to do the full face or any of that, but just bits and pieces. For the makeup I'm doing, I need to get some shit happening here, so I'm going to just do my cheeks. Normally I would just do one pass and just do like one big piece, but I'm actually going to do two separate ones. So I'm going to do the right cheek and then the left cheek. So you can see me do it twice on the opposite ends. So what you'll need is two clean bucket thingies, or as clean as I can get some of them, but two separate ones. And if they're different, it's better so you don't forget which one you're using, so you don't mix anything, all that stuff. So there's the kind of dirty one and the really clean one. So two buckets, two little mini buckets, nothing too crazy. You'll need some plaster bandages, scissors for the plaster bandages, scissors, that came close to my face, scissors for the plaster bandages, and then some, alginate, some prosthetic grade alginate. Yeah, this should be enough for both of my cheeks, because they're not that big, I guess. But if I need more, I do have more. So you have that. So first, before anything, take a baby wipey, and then you just wipe your face, because there could be just some excess oil or the city just stuck to your face. Since I'm not doing the rest here, I'm not taking off my eyebrows or anything. Yeah, so just wipe your face. I am going to take out my piercing. That was a lot easier than before. Ugh, I'm dirty. Gross. Gotta love the city. Alright, so before anything, and so after that, gotta open up our fucking plaster bandages. Yep. Been doing this for years, still not prepared for that. Alright. Open up this open. And then what you're gonna do is measure out your face. Kind of, again, still not prepared. Kind of like this much. Again, I'm doing like pretty much here on up. So about that much, and then you figure out how big that is, and you do about like 3 layers. So you do that. Oh god, it's weird to try and do the front camera. And then you cut it. Cutting things. You do that again, obviously, for your other side. So this will be once you get the alginate on, this will be the main structure on there. But then I'm going to cut a couple more. And then you also have it in 2 separate piles that I have right here, just so you don't end up putting like the same thing. So then I do a few more, but I do them like the same width and everything, or length, whatever. Alright. Cut. Oh, fucking balls, my hand. Yeah. So again, I have it like this, and then I'll just cut this in half. Because that way I can get some of like the edge parts a little bit. So you do that a couple times. You do that like 2 to 3 times. Cool. So right now, oh god, scissors. Each pile should have 1 full big thing, and then 3, yeah, 3, nope, 2, because I can count, 2, or you gotta separate, yeah, sorry, I know 3, no, 3, Jesus, yeah. So each pile should have 1 big thing and 3 little lasagna things. Alright, so put the plaster bandage away, wipe it on your underwear, because why not? So take one of your buckets, and you fill it with kind of like room temperature water. Like not too cold and not like lukewarm, but just kind of like, that's been sitting out. I have it about, what's that, like halfway or so. This is for the plaster bandage, so set that to the side. You don't touch the fucking thing. Now this one is going to be for the alginate. So this one, you fill it with some alginate. And I don't know like how much it is. It's just you kind of get better at guessing how much you'll need for like your face, your cheek, or whatever part you're doing. If you haven't done this before, I suggest using like cold water so it doesn't settle or set that quickly, so you can work with it if you're getting in the wrong spot. You just put a little bit in and then you start mixing it. It's supposed to get like kind of like cake batter gloopy and stuff. So then you, with your hands, hopefully your hands are clean, you mix, oh god, and you mix and you mix and you mix that really awkward noise. You're like, no, I'm just eating mac and cheese in here, Mom, in the bathroom. Alright, keep that. Just got a wee bit of more water because it's a little too thick. Okay. Yeah, so you mix it, and you mix it. And it's like this weird noise coming from below. Anyway, but yeah, you're mixing it. It's getting kind of like that. Alright. So now, now I'm going to go into narration. Okay.
So yeah, you see here, just smearing it all over the area you want to cast. Just smear it on, not too thick, not too thin of a layer, just a good amount, just to cover, you know, all your bases. So afterwards, you take your plaster bandages, soak them in the water, and squeeze it out kind of like a towel, and then you go over where you have the alginate. This way, the plaster bandages are rigid because the alginate is really like floppy, flipsy. So when you put your stone mix, you know, your ultracal, hydrocal into it, you have like, you know, a rigid surface to hold all that. There, once you have all your bandages on, it becomes like the waiting game, and you just kind of wait for it to dry. Once your plaster bandages are dry, you'll know because it's like hard. Once that's all nice and hard, your alginate should set by then. I usually keep some extra alginate that I didn't put on my face, and you'll know like it becomes like a solid mass. Once everything is dry and set, make some funny faces, and you can take off your cast and you are good to go.
Alright, so now we're in my gross basement. You bring along your rest of your plaster bandages and the little bucket of water you use for the plaster bandages, because you'll be using that for some other shit. Anyway, so yeah, here, oh my god, my pores, ugh. Ooh, you can see where I have acne. Sounds like the ceiling is peeing. But anyway, so you have these. I wonder if I could just point this camera down. God, I can't even tell what I'm doing. Guess that makes sense. Wait, no, up, down, okay. So, because if I were to pour, you know, the ultracal in here, it's all just gonna go psh. So with the plaster bandages, I have to make little walls. So this is where it becomes fun, not.
So just like before, you know, you take your plaster bandages and you dip them in the water, wring them out like a towel again, and then you just kind of build these walls around, as I said before, just so you're able to pour your stone mix and you're able to get like an even coating of your cheeks. Now, I have a very round face, so it's a lot more work to do. If you have like a more slender face, I guess more angled face, this wouldn't be as hard, but it's like, you know, casting a balloon for me.
Okay, so once all your walls are done to whatever degree, as good as you can get them, set that off to the side. You just wait for them to dry just a bit. Not, you know, I mean, just dry. Okay. And then normally all this excess, if you were to pour any stone mix to it, it'll stick to it, and it's a big ol' no-no and all that stuff. So usually you'll slather it with Vaseline or whatever not. So there's this part right here you can obviously see is a little divot, and that is not part of my face. Let me wipe off any excess plaster thing. So what I'm gonna do is just fill it in. Yeah. Yeah. And this is sulfur-free clay shiz. Oh my god. So with a whole whole new bucket. This one that's obviously been used. Yeah, so then you'll need some Ultra Cal, and I'll have everything you'll need linked below. Alright, so I think that's actually a good amount. So I have like a brush. This is just like a brush I'm totally fine with fucking up, so that's fine. I have a little mixer thingy. You can use a wooden stick. I have the little silicone spatula because I'm fancy like that. And what you do is, yeah, you just pour the water that you use for the plaster bandages in there. Just a little bit at a time. You mix it until it's kind of like a, not too watery, but a semi-creamy consistency. Yeah. So here I put just a little too much water, but it's fine because I have two things I need to put the Ultra Cal in. Yeah. So there's this Ultra Cal, which is gray, and then there's Hydra Cal, which is white. And it's fine if you want to use Hydra Cal. Like my first face cast is Hydra Cal, and that's like the one I've used a lot. Like you can use Hydra Cal, but this, because I know, because I'm going to use it for foam latex, I know I have to put it in an oven. This is a lot denser. So first what I do is I just kind of like lightly just brush on like one little layer. Again, you can use like a chip brush or something.
So continue covering the entire piece of alginate, you know, thinly brush it on just so you're able to get all like the details of, you know, your face and everything. So yeah, once you get a nice thin layer on there, you just pour your stone mix on there. If you don't measure the correct amount the first time, it's okay. It takes a little bit of time for the Ultra Cal to settle. So here I just kind of pour it in, and then I just kind of make sure I coat the entire thing of alginate, and then I go and mix more, and then again I pour on top, more and more and more, layer it on top until my entire, you know, cast is completely covered in the Ultra Cal.
Alright, so this is the next day, so this is completely solid. So is this one. Yes, this is above my washer and dryer, and I will take them apart and see how they are. You got my left cheek, because you can actually see there's my piercing. That's my mouth. This is my cheek. This is my right cheek. That is my neck fold. That is my per se jawline. This is my cheek, and my mouth is like right there. So it's not perfect. They kind of look like chicken cutlet butt implants or something. Yeah, they're not perfect, so I have to clean it up more, and then I'm gonna make more of a base because this is obviously a little too thin at parts, and if I were to bake it, all that other stuff, it's just gonna break and it's not gonna be good. So get to that. Alright, now I built some little boxes out of some foam core to fit this. This one I made it a little bit more snug than this one, so we're good. Oh god, I'm gonna take them out. To build the boxes, you just need some foam core. I think these are about a little like inch to inch and a half high, and then some hot glue, and then some of that clay from before, just to go all the way around, just to kind of seal it shut. Yeah, so I have, like I said, about inch and a half, because I'm gonna just pour more Ultra Cal to be about half an inch thick to an inch, just so this has more, you know, stuff to it. So this it's a little bit thicker, so I'm gonna pour it all in, and here we go. Alright, the Ultra Cal has been poured into these, and now it's the waiting game for them to dry. Woo! Yeah. Alright, so the blocks are done. They're out. They are, like I said, good half inch, 5/8 or so. They kind of vary a little. But yeah, so once that's done, I'm going to take a little bit more Ultra Cal and actually just blend all this together. So this is on its own little block thingy. So yeah, I'm going to put some, just put a little bit here, kind of like when you're frosting a cake or gluing something. Put it on and then just put a little bit to the edge, blend it out. Alright, so here they are, fully attached. They're blended, smoothed out. Even smooth out some of the parts that were a little bit rough. And let this dry just like the other ones, and then we can finally start goddamn sculpting.